What if I told you that for the first 500 years of Christianity, reincarnation wasn't a fringe belief? It was central to the faith. The early church fathers taught it. The scriptures hinted at it, and then it was erased. Today, most Christians have no idea that the earliest followers of Yeshua believed the soul lived many lives until it reached perfection. Names you might know: Clement of Alexandria, Justin Martyr, St. Gregory of Nyssa, even St. Augustine spoke openly about it. St. Gregory wrote, "It is absolutely necessary that the soul should be healed and purified. And if this does not take place during life on earth, it must be accomplished in future lives." And then there was Origen, one of the greatest philosophers and biblical scholars of his day. He taught that the soul sheds one body and takes another, carrying forward the victories or the defeats of its past life. Origen's dangerous truth. Origen wasn't teaching New Age spirituality. He was writing theology for the church. He even described the soul's journey through subtle realms and angelic dimensions. But here's the problem. His teachings didn't fit the political agenda that was forming in Rome. 3 centuries after his death, church councils condemned him for heresy. Why? Because if people believed they had many lifetimes to grow and evolve, fear-based control would crumble. Salvation could no longer be held hostage by one earthly life. Jesus and the apostles hinting at past lives. But it wasn't just the early fathers. Even the apostles asked questions that reveal this belief. In Mark 9:13, they asked Jesus about John the Baptist. "Is he Elijah come again?" Jesus answered, "Elijah has come, and they have done to him what they pleased." Think about it. They weren't asking about symbolic prophecy. They were asking if John was literally the return of Elijah. In John 9:1-3, the disciples see a man blind from birth. They ask, "Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind?" How could the man have sinned before birth unless they believed in a previous life? The Gnostic view of the soul's journey. The Gnostic Christian teacher Tao Malachi said, "You do not live one life, but many lives. Your soul passes from one life to the next until it fulfills its divine destiny." The challenge is remembering why you came here. The world is full of glittering distractions, and they're designed to make you forget. But within you is the true light, and that light didn't come here to get stuck. It came here to evolve. Karma, the law Jesus taught. Reincarnation and karma go hand in hand. Jesus said, "As you do unto others, so shall it be done unto you. As you judge, so shall you be judged." These aren't just moral rules. They're cosmic laws. The choices you make now follow you into this life and the next. If you cheat, you will be cheated. If you kill, you will die by violence. Until you've learned the lesson, the cycle continues. The lost Gospels speak clearly. In the Gospel of the Holy 12, we find the missing conversation between Jesus and Nicodemus. You know the short version from John's Gospel, "You must be born again." But the lost text tells us why. Jesus says, "When he cometh from the darkness, it is that he hath lived before. And when he goeth down again into darkness, it is that he may rest a little, and thereafter again exist. Through many changes must ye be made perfect." And in the humane gospel of Christ, Jesus says, "For them that have done evil, there is no rest, but they go out and in and suffer correction for ages, till they are made perfect. But for them that have done good and attained perfection, the will of death and birth has no power." Why it was erased and why it matters now. So why was this truth erased? Because Rome wanted an empire, not enlightened souls. If you believe you have one life, you can be controlled through fear. Fear of hell, fear of making a single mistake. But if you know the soul is eternal, you realize your true authority. And that's the same truth we see in the Pistis Sophia. The soul rising, life after life, breaking the grip of the archons until it returns to the light. Reincarnation is not a pagan idea, but hell is. Reincarnation is not foreign to the Bible. It's the missing key to understanding your soul's journey, and it's been here since the beginning. If this opened your eyes, stay with me. We're going to go even deeper into the lost Gospels, the Pistis Sophia, and the truths the early church didn't want you to know. Because the journey of your soul is far from over. Until next time, be blessed. Namaste.